On Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Aisha Naya. First, the headlines. Prime Minister has announced a historic relief package of 120 billion rupees to provide essential commodities to 20 million families on subsidized rates. President has telephoned the families of soldiers martyred in terrorist attacks in Bajaur, North Waziristan and Khurram districts and paid glowing tribute to their valor. Foreign Minister has urged the international community to remain positively engaged to advance shared objectives of peace, security and development and connectivity. Minister for Energy says Pakistan is near completing the action plans given by Financial Action Task Force to ensure compliance in line with its standards. The interim Taliban government has announced a complete ban on use of foreign currency in Afghanistan. In ICC T20 Cricket World Cup at Dubai, match between New Zealand and Scotland is underway at Dubai, while India will take on Afghanistan at Abu Dhabi tonight. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan has announced a historic relief package of 120 billion rupees to provide essential commodities to 20 million families on subsidized rates. Addressing the nation today, he said the amount will be shared both by federal and provincial governments. Imran Khan said under this package, 3 essential commodities including ghee, flour and pulses will be provided to the families on 30% discount rates. The Prime Minister said this package will be valid for 6 months and it may be further extended. Prime Minister Imran Khan has stressed the need of taking urgent steps to guard the country's youth against the onslaught of immoral alien culture through modern means of communication, especially social media. Chairing a meeting of Rahmatul Alamin Authority in Islamabad today, the Prime Minister emphasized to follow the glorious traditions of Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, to bring positive changes in the society. Imran Khan also emphasized on introducing changes in the curriculum for education students at every levels in the light of glorious teachings of Sirat al-Tayyibah. The Prime Minister said a purpose of establishing Rahmatul Alamin Authority is to inculcate moral and ethical values in the young generation. President Dr. Arif Alvi has telephoned the families of the soldiers martyred in the terrorist attacks in Bajaur, North Waziristan and Khurram district and paid tribute to their valor. The President spoke to the families of Lance Naik Mudassar, Sipai Jamshed Khan and Sipai Samad Khan who were martyred on October 20 in Bajaur. President Dr. Arif Alvi also called the families of Sipai Asad and Sipai Asif who were martyred on October 26 in firing by terrorists in Khurram districts. He telephoned the families of martyrs of North Waziristan including Sipai Ramzan Khattak and Sipai Ruhail Hussain martyred on October 26. The President paid a glowing tribute to the men in uniform who sacrificed their lives for their motherland. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has reaffirmed Pakistan's commitment toward effective implementation of GSP Plus related international conventions. Talking to a European Union parliamentary delegation led by Mr. Nicola Pakarani in Islamabad today, he appreciated EU's support to Pakistan in the fight against COVID-19 pandemic. Foreign Minister conveyed Pakistan's readiness to continue to work for a productive and constructive partnership and underscored the importance of regular interactions between the two sides. The two sides exchanged views on the latest development in Afghanistan. The Foreign Minister stressed that the international community should remain positively engaged to advance shared objectives of peace, security, development and connectivity. Shah Mahmood Qureshi highlighted Pakistan's efforts, including its initiative of establishing the platform of 6 neighboring countries of Afghanistan. Minister for Energy Hamad Azhar says Pakistan is near completing the action plans given by Financial Action Task Force to ensure compliance in line with its standards. Addressing the participants of First Assessors course at National FATF Secretariat in Islamabad today, He vowed that Pakistan would continue with improvement processes for regional and world safety even after completing the FATF action plans. Hamad Azhar, who is also chairman of Pakistan's Anti-Money Laundering and Combating the Financing of Terrorism Group, said Pakistan is playing a key role in global fight against terrorism, its financing and money laundering. Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting Farooq Habib says regardless of COVID-19, the volume of country's textile exports reached historic level of $6 billion during the first 4 months of this current fiscal year. In a tweet today, he said the textile exports are 27% higher than the corresponding period last year. Farooq Habib said textile exports are now increasing as a result of special incentives given by the present government. This is Radio Pakistan. A 5-member Uzbek delegation led by Lieutenant General Viktor Makhmudov visited Torkham today. The visiting delegation received a briefing by the relevant authorities at Michny Post, besides witnessing arrival of cargo trucks from Uzbekistan. The visit to Torkham by Uzbek delegation shows that the region is increasingly pivoting around the geo-economic paradigm whose core component is regional connectivity. Minister for Commerce Abdur Razzaq Daud, National Security Advisor Dr. Moeed Yusuf and other senior officials of the National Security Division were also present on the occasion. Students of 6 major universities of Lahore spent a day with Pakistan Army at Lahore Garrison. According to the ISPR, the event was specifically designed to enlighten the youth students with routine functioning and training activities of Pakistan Army. Students interacted with troops from armor, infantry and artillery units along with logistic support elements. Pakistan and China has signed agreement to establish sister province relationship between Sindh and Hubei provinces. The agreement was inked during a meeting in Wuhan, China. Pakistan Ambassador to China Mohinul Haq and Wang Zheling, Governor of Hubei Provincial People's Government, attended it. The objective of the agreement is to promote a pragmatic cooperation in the fields of education, science and technology, technical and vocational training and people-to-people exchanges between the two regions. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference has deplored that Modi-led fascist Indian regime is bringing forth yet another tool with the name of State Investigation Agency to punish the freedom-loving people of Jammu and Kashmir. The APHC spokesman in a statement issued in Srinagar pointed out that intensified use of military power, upsurge in raids on residence of resistance leaders, activists and businessmen and termination of employees are indicative of the sadistic and unrealistic approach adopted by the Modi regime towards the Kashmiri people. People's Alliance for Gupkar Declaration in a statement said the formation of State Investigation Agency with unbridled powers is one more assault on democratic rights and civil liberties of citizens. The Taliban government has announced a complete ban on the use of foreign currency in Afghanistan. In a tweet, spokesman of the Taliban interim government, Taliban spokesperson Zabiullah Mujahid said the economic situation and national interests in the country require that all Afghans use the Afghani currency in every transaction. He said those found using foreign currency for domestic transactions will be prosecuted and will face legal action. Iran has warned about the failure of negotiations for the revival of 2015 agreement unless a US president guarantees to adhere to the pact. In a tweet, the head of the Iran Supreme National Security Council, Ali Simkhani, said, if the current status quo continues, the result of negotiations is clear. In the ICC T20 Cricket World Cup against New Zealand at Dubai, Scotland were 102 for 4 in 15 overs a short while ago. Batting first, New Zealand scored 172 for the loss of 5 wickets in allotted 20 overs. The second match will be played between Afghanistan and India at Abu Dhabi at 7 p.m. And finally, the weather. Mainly dry weather is expected during the daytime in most parts of the country, while cold during night in the next 12 hours. However, rain, thunderstorm with snowfall over the hills is expected in Gilgit-Baltistan and few districts of Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gop.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletin on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.